Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Force here, and today we'll be checking out Defiance, the third-person MMO shooter from Trion Worlds. Trion Worlds is the same developer that made the MMORPG Rift. This game, once again, is a third-person shooter. It's in a sci-fi setting, and it actually coincides with a television series of the same name on the SyFy network. It's basically supposed to be this dual media thing where the TV series and the game play off of each other. So it's a pretty interesting concept, and what I'm here to show you guys today, of course, is some gameplay from the MMO, and I also want to give you guys my initial thoughts and impressions. Now, with that said, I must clarify, this is not a review. The game was just launched, it's an MMO, and you can't really review an MMO within the first couple of days. It just doesn't make any sense. MMOs are so vast, and one of the biggest parts of what's important in an MMO is the end game, and obviously you're not going to see that within the first few days, let alone weeks or months, until you get a clear indication of what the end game is like. However, what I can tell you is after a couple of hours how the gameplay feels, and just, again, my initial impressions. So let's go ahead and check out Defiance. I'm going to go ahead and start off by pulling up my little buggy here. You get your transportation vehicle really early in the game. I think it's within the first 30 minutes you actually get this little vehicle that lets you maneuver the landscape much more quickly. And it's pretty cool, you know, it's an ATV. There's also all sorts of cars and stuff like that. I think some of them were pre-order bonuses and some of them can be purchased. And speaking of that, there is an in-game shop. It's basically going to work like this. This game has a purchase price of $60, but there are things that you can buy within the game as well, such as like XP boosts and convenience items like a larger inventory. We're going to take a look at the shop later on, though. I just want to start off by showing you some gameplay, talking with you about how the game is played, the various systems, and the different things that I can do. All right, what I got to do here? I got to reboot the North Radio Tower. Okay, so I'm just going to, I guess, go over here and we will activate this. So, you know, in terms of the quest design, it's pretty straightforward. You know, you'll pick up a quest and the quest will be shown to you, its location on the map. There's a fair amount of these cutscenes here, and also a lot of voice acting that comes with this game as well. Lots of dialogue is voiced, and again, a fair amount of cutscenes with them. Although the voice acting isn't phenomenal, it isn't atrocious either. And actually, that's sort of those are sort of my general feelings on this game in general. It's not horrendous, but it isn't amazing either. But you know, it's $60. It's a one-time purchase. There's no monthly fee for it. And while I think they may, oh damn it, while I do think that they probably should have gone the free-to-play route, I think they would have gotten a lot more interest in this game up front. That's not what they decided to do. So I mean, who knows if that's going to change in the future? But all right, so we're going to go ahead and move to the next location. Hopefully, we've got some enemies to engage with. No, I'm going to have to get off of this and call it again. That's exciting. All right, let me go ahead and show you the map here. We're going to pull up the map. So the local map is going to show you your current quest objective, basically where you need to go. It shows you your location as well. What is going on? Vehicle is going all over the place. Okay, there we go. Looks like it's finally settled. So it's going to show you your current quest objective. It's also going to show you side missions. I haven't necessarily like unlocked these, if you will. These aren't things that I've walked next to display. They were just after the very introductory to the game. All of these side missions were visible on my map. So it shows you we've got some time trials here and hot shot, and I think there's another one besides that. Is there? There it is. So we can see main missions, episode missions. So these are basically the two missions you really want to focus on. Mission objective while you're mid-mission. And then there are side missions, hot shots, time trials, and rampages. Those are basically competitive things where you can compete against other players to get the best time or get the most kills in a set amount of time, things like that. And also, you're going to notice that little purple dot on my mini-map. That is a nearby friendly. Red dots will be enemies, and then those orange things are all quest-related. So this is my next mission objective. We're going to head on over here in my ATV. ATV is controlled pretty simply with WASD. There's also a boost in shift, which I can try to boost up over this. No, come on. That didn't work out. And try that. Let me try that one more time, just because that was fun. I'm going to try to boost up once more. Alright, let my boost gather up, and... Ooh, go! Yes! We did it. Alright, this right here, this is a little ammo cache, if you will. These are located all throughout the game, and they will let you completely refill your ammo. Any missing rounds that you have, you'll be able to refill with that. For either weapon, you can carry 2 weapons at any given time, a primary and a secondary. I'm currently running with a sniper rifle and a shotgun. Speaking of that, if you just start out this game and you're going to notice these things that look like classes, they're not really. So the game has 2 races. There's human and Defiance. I believe that's how it's pronounced. And all I could tell the difference between those 2 were visual. And for the other selections, you start off with the choice of veteran, survivalist, outlaw, and machinist. Now, on its onset, that seems like they're classes. The veteran has an assault rifle, the survivalist has a sniper rifle, the outlaw has a shotgun, and the machinist has like this big heavy weaponry. But that's not, like, I thought those were classes, and I thought I picked the survivalist assuming that I was just gonna have access to sniper rifles. That's not the case. You get, no matter which one of those you pick, you can use whatever weapons you find in the game. So it really doesn't matter which one you pick. And after reading on the forums, people were saying all that really is just a little bit of backstory, and that's basically it. So whatever you pick, be it veteran, survivalist, outlaw, or machinist in this game, it's really just the backstory, and there's really not much else to it. There's like a visual costume difference, but even that, I'm assuming, as you pick up costumes in the game, you're going to be able to replace that. Alright, so we finally got some combat here. So, you know, it's again a third-person shooter, and there is a crouching system. No real cover mechanic, although you can hide behind things. There's no real, you know, posting up cover against something or anything like that. And next objective here is to reboot this radio tower. Which point we are going to be shown this cinematic once again. I don't know why they even bother doing this, and then they followed up with a loading screen. This seems completely and totally inane and worthless. All right, so I want to get to some combat here as soon as possible. So I'm gonna try to find some enemies. Ooh, here's a weapon. Nice. Let's pick it up. Oh, my inventory is full, so I'm unable to loot additional items. So we're gonna want to probably get rid of some of those, but let's take a look at what we just got. So I just picked up a new weapon. It was a shotgun. Let's compare it to the one that I have. So I've got the scatter gun. Oh wait, did that thing? Okay, so this is the one that I picked up, right? Okay, so this isn't nearly as good, this VBI, this auto shotgun here, although I guess it's got a bigger mag and a better accuracy. The reload time is lower, the fire rate is lower, and the damage is lower, so that's nothing I'm gonna take. Now we've got a few of these items here, and no, I don't want to equip that. Let's go back to my scatter gun here, and they did say that my inventory was full. So this is I guess the perfect example as to where the purchasing system of this game is going to come into play. You know, it's like, hey, I probably want to purchase some more slots because my inventory is already full. I'm not sure I can delete these items, but I know that there's a breakdown system as well. So why don't we check out that? So here's this system right here, and let's pick some of the stuff that I'm not using. So I've got, for example, this pistol here. Go ahead and select that, and I can break it down for resources. There we go. So we're going to do that. Yes, destroy that item, break it down for resources, and we can do that to a couple of these other items that I'm not using. Yes, break that down for resources, thank you. And we'll just do it for a few more. I mean, again, these are all items that I don't have any use for. So we can break those down for resources, and then we can use those resources, I don't know, to buy things or to sell other things. I'm actually not entirely sure what that's going to do. Again, these are just first impressions. I will not say that I know all the systems within this game, but I do have a general idea of my general sentiment. And like I said, it's not nearly as bad as I thought. You know, in the force feed recently, I said, "Oh yeah, this game, oh, this is gonna be awesome." And after playing it in the beta, I wasn't terribly impressed. And while I'm still not terribly impressed, I'm also not terribly disappointed. And I don't think it's that bad. I mean, it's definitely got some issues. There's been a bit of bugging, but it's also, you know, the game just launched. Character animations are a little stiff. The cutscenes, like when dialogue is happening and people are speaking, that looks kind of garbagey. But oh, let me revive these guys. Got some survivors here. Get them up. But you know, the gameplay isn't too terrible, and it is fun from time to time. So okay, here we go. Finally, we're gonna take a look at some combat. I know it's been a while. So I'm gonna switch up with Q. You can switch either with Q or with your middle mouse wheel. And we've got some different enemy types. There are melee enemies that will charge you, which are these guys right here that are still alive. But they're still far away from me, so I can just go like this. And I've got grenades. I can throw that with G, and it's on a cooldown, so it's gonna get thrown, and then you can see that cooldown on the lower left. That's gonna go ahead and be activated. And we got more mutants incoming. Where are they coming from? Oh, that helicopter. Okay, so these helicopters will drop guys on occasion. And in some missions, there's like infinite spawns of these guys, and you have to try to either get away or protect someone for a set amount of time. And then these guys will literally just coming. They'll just keep on coming. And sometimes they'll be dropped from the helicopters like you see here. Or sometimes they'll be, it's kind of really funny, there'll be this truck and they'll just keep pouring out of the back of it. Like literally hundreds of guys will keep pouring out of the back of this one vehicle, which looks completely ridiculous, but that's just their respawn mechanic. Essentially, rather than having, basically what they're doing is rather than having enemies spawn out of thin air, they have them spawn out of set objects, and they just keep spawning. They just keep on spawning. Now, I do have a special ability, and it is my stealth, and let me talk to you about that system. So the stealth that I have right now, I can activate it by hitting 1, and I'm going to be invisible to the enemy. And what will happen is I can walk up behind them and do like a back attack. These are allies though, but I can walk up behind them and do a back attack. Oops, there we go, that's my back attack with F is the melee. Or I could just shoot them from stealth, and then once that depletes, that's gonna go on cooldown, and then you're gonna see that cooldown thing filling up on the lower left, just like the grenade thing. It's sort of the same system. You use it, and then it'll cool down for a bit until it's available for use again. Okay, so we got my vehicle now. We're gonna go ahead and summon that up. Now, when it comes to those abilities, though, I mentioned the different choices for the veteran, survivalist, outlaw, and machinist. It doesn't matter which one you pick. You've got access to all of the same things. Let me show you what those are here. So, right when you start the game, as you're going through the tutorial, you have the choice to use your cloak ability, a decoy, an overcharge, and a blur. Blur is going to be a speed increase plus increased melee attack. Cloak is what it sounds like. It's cloak. Decoy will send out a copy of yourself that enemies will attack, and then overcharge is increased damage for a set duration for whatever weapon you're using. So you can see 10% extra damage. I decided to go for cloak because it's really good for escaping people when you're under fire and stuff, or when in the heat of the moment. What the heck is going on? Okay, we got a big combat situation here, so why don't we just go ahead and engage in it? I'm gonna try to take out these guys here, go for some sniper shots to the face. We do have a active dodge available, which is done with left alt. Does right alt work too? Yeah, I guess no one would use that though, so. And someone's trying to just run these guys over. I myself am going to go for some shots to the face, which do massive damage, as you can see. And let me throw a grenade at this guy too. I've got a specialty grenade, it explodes, and oh, I'm gonna go stealth because my shield's gone now. Oh boy, did my stealth just break instantly? Well, that's terrible. Come on. Wow, fail. There we go, that's much better. Okay. And this is what I'm talking about. You see that little truck? These guys are just going to keep on pouring out of this truck until I don't have a mission. Apparently someone has a mission for here, though. And then until he completes whatever that is, these guys will just keep on coming. Okay. So once again, I go sniper rifle and shotgun for my close. You see them just keep on coming out of that truck? That's really funny. All right, I'm going to get behind cover here and go for some crouching action until my shield recharges. So you've got a shield as well as a health bar, and the shield recharges. And actually, I think the health bar does too. I've never picked up health, so I believe the health bar also recharges. Oh! Okay, my stealth is available for use again. Although I don't really need to, I don't think. There we go. Awesome. And I just picked up, or did I just get an ego point? Yes, I just got a, it says ego units available. So what we're gonna do now is go back to this upgrade system, and I've got a point to spend. So this was my main right here, and once I get a power rating of 100, I can get the second level of that. Currently my power rating is at 59 after a couple of hours of playing. Now, but there are little side bonuses as well. So what I'm focusing on right now is this energy surplus. So this is where I'm going to spend my next point. This is after my shield recharges, my next shot does increased damage, or expires for 10 seconds. I get increased damage with the next shot, and I'm going to bring that up from 4 to 6% damage now. And that's the thing that I currently have equipped, which I can show you what that is here. So, and we've got a secondary perk that we can have, and I have also unlocked this one right here, which is on a critical kill, regenerates some of my ammo, so we're going to equip that for the second slot. And then eventually you can see you can have multiple perks beyond your main power. So you've got your main power, whether that's going to be your cloak, your blur, your overcharge, or your decoy, and then beyond that main power, you've got these little perks for it as well. And let me show you some of the other perks here. So these are the two that we have right now. For the cloak one, we've got things like deal critical damage while crouched, deal more critical damage to enemies that are not engaged in combat, critical hit restores a portion of your shield. If I have the high ground, I get increased damage. If I'm attacking from behind, I get increased damage. Critical kill gives a higher chance for them to drop gear, so like a magic find, and then I deal more critical damage to enemies moving towards me. So those are the different things, and you can see that's eventually going to go further out. For example, in the past I didn't have access to this one on critical kill. Increase the damage of your next melee attack, and I'm guessing that's just going to continue to branch out as you level up and you get higher power ratings and everything like that. So it's a pretty interesting system. No matter who you pick, you're going to have access to all those things, and again, you get to decide whatever power you want in that beginning tutorial. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move forward to the next area. I think I've covered most of what there is to talk about in combat. We've got that melee system. Things level up in this game as well. So whether it be your vehicles or your weapons, see that little progress bar? Right down there below my vehicle, right beneath the thing that says E to exit vehicle, that little white bar shows the progress for this vehicle, and you level it up over time and it becomes more effective. Specifically for the vehicles, I get increased speed, increased movement speed. The same thing happens for the different weapon types. As you use them, you're going to level up. Notice that white bar here for my sniper rifle is close to level. The one for shotgun, really, really low. I haven't used it a ton. I've been primarily using my sniper, so that's the reason it's not that high. Oh, this is an elite guy. He takes multiple headshots. Okay, that's fine. And we're going to go ahead and... There we go, just like that. Awesome. Now these towers that I went to in the past, those first two towers, there were supposed to be enemies there like you see here as well, but I guess some allies had cleared them out just prior to me getting there, and that's the reason we didn't encounter any enemies in those first two towers. And once again, we're gonna be presented with this silly little useless cutscene that accomplishes literally nothing, followed by a load screen. And we also got a weapon, awesome, the Downpour Pulsar. So I've got a new weapon now. I could switch out my shotgun, and while I plan to primarily use the shotgun, I'm gonna switch it out just so you guys can see it. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go to our primary weapon, and we're gonna switch it to the Downpour. Less damage, it's got a much higher fire rate, 25 compared to 2.2, much higher mag as well, and it's also got a nice crit multiplier. So let's go ahead and pick this up, the Downpour Pulsar as our primary weapon. Let's check that out. Oh wow, so it's a pulsar and it downpours. Okay, so this is a ally, just another person within the world. Loot drops and stuff like that, they appear to be individualized. I have never seen an item drop and have another person around me pick it up. That has not happened to me at any point in playing this game. So they do appear, at least based on that information, they do appear to be completely on an individual basis. If you see loot drop, basically, it's yours. As far as I can tell, at least, from the onset here. Let's go ahead and move forward. go to another... Wait, this is just a side mission. Okay, so it looks like I've completely finished that mission. So, why don't we go to... We could go to one of those red areas. I could show you some of that. Here we go. So we're going to go to an Arc Fall. Arc Falls, you know, again, I mentioned this was made by Trion Worlds, and they made the game Rift, and a big focus of that game were these rifts that would fall down from the sky, and there would be these encounters where you would fight off these invading enemies, and you would get, you know, rewards for doing so. Exactly the same system is here in these Arc Falls. These Arc Falls will come down, and you basically go to them and you fight off invading enemies and you get rewards. You get loot, you get essentially currency and bonus XP as well. In terms of currency, there are two types of currency in this game primarily. There's an in-game currency, and then there is also a cash shop currency, which basically you spend money and you get this currency to spend in the in-game item shop. It doesn't appear as well, based on my playtime and what I've seen, it does not appear like killing NPCs gives you XP. So let me show you this. Take a look at my yellow XP bar there, and I'm just gonna shoot a few of these guys here. And when I kill them, you're gonna notice that bar does not change at all. So what that does is two things. Number one, it makes me want to completely avoid attacking enemies unless it's necessary, but it also eliminates the notion of grinding, because if killing these guys doesn't give me XP, then there's really no good, with the exception of getting loot drops, there's no reason to do it. There's no grinding aside from doing quests. And here's a great example of why I think loot is on a personal basis. This is an item on the ground. If she saw it, I would assume she would pick it up. So, and you notice that she ran over here as well, so I'm guessing she had some items for herself that she could pick up that I didn't see either. So there you go. So yeah, it doesn't appear like killing enemies gives you XP. And again, it makes it cool for me because sometimes I feel, okay, I can skip, I just need to focus on doing quests. Like, there's no real grinding. But if you're someone who just wants to, you know, grind all these mobs to try to get items, well, then that's something you could do. And I'm sure there's going to be some really great rare drops or whatever that people could get. So that'll be something that people will do. All right, I need to...
A bunch of distress calls are coming in from the kinship neighborhood.
I need to go over here. I need to loop back around.
But maybe you can get to some of them. Besides, one of them might be your boss.
And I think, is that still going on? Yes, it is. So I'm going to try to hurry up over here. I'm going to show you guys the Arc Fall, and then I want to just show you a few of the other systems. The one thing that I really haven't dove into in this game is the PvP, so I might just do a follow-up video taking a look at some PvP. But for now, this is basically, you know, I don't want to take the road if I could just go. Can I go over this mountain here? I might be able to. They'll show you waypoints to get to an objective, but they will only show you the road route. So if you can go off-road like this, you might save yourself a bunch of time. Graphically, this game looks not bad. It doesn't look terrible at all. There's definitely some glitchy moments and things, but it's got a pretty cool looking environment. It's got a pretty decent aesthetic, so I was impressed with that. Although the close-up textures don't look amazing, it's an MMO, so I don't really, you know, I keep my expectations low when it comes to things like texture, but the overall feel and the look of the environment is pretty cool. When you enter these red zones, you're gonna see those embers coming down from the sky. That's basically telling you this is a zone that Arc Falls are occurring in. And we got one right over here, which we are going to hopefully get there in time. The revolting hellbugs. And hopefully we got a ton of people over here as well to help us complete this. Yes, it looks like that is the case. So here we go, guys. We'll check out an Arc Fall. This is a big one. All right, so kill things. Kill that giant thing is sort of the ultimate goal, but we're also just trying to attack these things. And you get rewards and experience, all based off of your what you did. You know, how much damage you did and all those sort of things. Major concern for me, though, last time I did this is I ran out of ammo and I basically had to leave the engagement to go get more of it. So Yes, it is very loud. But you know, some of these guys have weak spots, those glowing spots like on his underbelly. You'll basically get, I guess what I'll liken to critical strikes if you attack it. And I'm just about out of ammo. Just about out of ammo on this weapon. Oh, snap. So what'll happen here is you'll just keep on fighting these guys until it's dead. And if enough people are there and you can do enough damage, then you'll kill it and get sort of the ultimate reward, if you will. Now what I need to look for... What I need to look for here is some ammo crates. I don't know if we really have any in this area. And actually, I'm going to switch up my weapons because I'm all out of ammo on that one thing. So we're going to switch the pulsar and go back to the scatter gun here. There we go. Lots of ammo on this. As long as we can get it close to these guys here. Some pretty decent damage. Slowed up. So this is pretty cool, yeah? You do this and you get rewards for participating. Oh, and here's an ammo thing right here. Fantastic. I can probably just switch out my sniper rifle. I mean, I don't really... Let's go ahead and switch out that sniper rifle with... Oh, come on, stop taking so much time. With the pulsar. There we go. Awesome. All right, well. Not really too concerned about taking damage here. I don't know why, but I've never felt like I was even close to dying, so. Look at these guys with the little Ghostbusters weapons. Those are funny. I'm gonna stay back because it is hella loud when I'm up close. So, I mean, you know, it's the same. I didn't play much of Rift, but from what I understand, this is the same sort of thing as the Rift invasions, if you will. These things just come down and you fight these off for a set amount of time until you kill it. And then that's that. Alright, well they still got a ways to go until that thing's finished, so I'm gonna pull back here and show you guys a couple of the inventory systems. Yeah, as we get close to wrapping up this video here. There's still a little bit of time, so here we go. We're gonna take a look at few of these systems. So, you know, we saw the perk system and the power system. You've got grenades, shields, and vehicles. You can also get a title. There's the normal game and then the competitive PvP game, different sort of outfits that you can have. And you can also have these different loadouts as well. And headgear and outfits are basically the things that you've got options of. Now I don't have any headgear and I don't have any additional outfits, but you can get those things in the game, I believe, or you can just purchase them in the shop. All right, here we get the salvage thing. We took a look at that to break down some things for material. We took a look here at the ego grid, or your skill grid, if you will. You get ego points just by playing and leveling up, and then you spend them on these perks. Here's the boost system. So here's where you can purchase boosts. It's going to bring you immediately to the shop, and you can spend real money to purchase things like XP boost, script boost. Script is the in-game currency, reputation boost, skill boost, and loot boost. A better chance of finding items. Here's some stats for my character, I guess. And this is the skill system I was talking about, how you can level up weapons. So you see I've leveled up my bolt action sniper rifles to level 2. I've leveled up my runners to level 2. And you can level up, I think some of my shotguns. None of my shotguns are level 2 yet, but once they do, you're going to see that go up. I believe the pump shotgun is the one that I'm using right now, and you're going to get decreased reload time, increased damage for combat shotguns. So all these things, you can level them up, they get more effective, is how that works. And then here's my general inventory. with all the items that I have at the moment. Now, that is that. What I can... Ooh, how close are these guys here? Let me go a little closer. Just to see here. Yeah, they're still just doing their thing. Okay, so let's bring this up now, and that is the character information. Beyond that, we have got a couple other things. There are goals, which I guess we'll just consider achievements in the game, different things that you can do. Exploration goals, and yeah, like, well, I guess these are just mostly exploration goals, huh? There's probably like quest line goals as well. Okay, and then there is the map. We took a look at that. Intel is just going to be all of the information that you found while playing the game. Basically, if you're confused about any systems within the game, you can go to the Intel to see where people... Look at this, so many people here. You can see where people are at with that. Or you can see where you're at with that. And there's the Defiance store, the settings, matchmaking. So this is for the PvP in the game, which we're not going to look at in this video. But there's some quick match here. You can do, there's 2 game types with the Waterfront and Observatory, 6v6 and 8v8 team deathmatch. There's also another mode called Shadow War. I'm not entirely sure what that is. I'm guessing that's just an objective-based mode. And then here's the store. So in the store, you can buy boosts. We took a look at what the types of things. You can buy XP boost, currency boost, things like that. There are lock boxes, which are going to include random items in them, so you can get weapons and stuff. You can purchase different vehicles. Although these just look like skins, I don't know if they're actually going to be faster than any other vehicles. You can purchase outfits for your character here. Some of them look pretty cool, but again, nothing that I really want to buy. You can also purchase headgear, something to put on your face, and then convenience items, which will be extra inventory slots, is what's currently available. And just to show you how the bit system works, so $50 will give you 5,200 bits. Let's take a look at this. 1,800 bits for $20. So 1,800 bits, that's going to give you basically a couple of these, because these are 880. So, you know, this is, what is this going to come out to? This cost about 10 bucks basically. Oh, did they finish it? Looks like they did. And I got some, for however much participation I had there, these are what I get for my rewards. I got some XP, got some currency as well as those little shard things there. So there you go, and there's going to be a leaderboard to show you who did what in that engagement. But yeah, I mean, whew, I'm out of breath here, but that is a look at Defiance. Hopefully that gives you guys a good idea. There's another event going on over here. I think this is going to be... There are those huge events like that. There's also these smaller events, and I guess we can just wrap up the video by taking a look at that. So let me talk with you about my first impressions. I know I've mentioned it throughout this video. I think the game's okay. I don't think it's that terrible. I do really wish they would have gone free to play. I've got some issues with like the animations in this game. Let me show you the run animation, by the way. Just the, I don't know, the characters just, they just look kind of funny, they look kind of stiff, and while the game looks pretty, oh boy, that guy's huge. While the game looks pretty decent overall, up close the textures aren't amazing, but again, that's nothing that I was expecting. I don't know, I think that once again, had they gone free to play, I think that this could have been a great thing for many people. And I mean, given that they have an in-game shop, that's obviously something they probably could have pulled off, right? I mean, free to play was clearly an option. They already have the infrastructure for an in-game store, but they decided to charge 60 bucks up front. I think that that's probably going to hurt them in the long run, because while I think this game is okay, I don't think it's amazing enough for me to suggest people purchasing it for $60. But alas, these are just my first impressions. This is not a review. I think it's alright. Okay, not the best. But if you're looking for a new MMO experience and a third-person shooter sci-fi one at that, well, you might want to give this game a look. And with that, guys, I guess we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. So thank you so much for watching my first impressions of Defiance. Hopefully I get some more time with the game this week. At the very least, I'd like to show you some PvP. Get me owning some face of some noobs. Alright, guys, if you like the content, please subscribe. And as always, keep watching and keep owning.